What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Live, episode 79, topic 2. I'm Alex. This is our conversational show, a show that airs every other week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In this show, we talk about random topics, and in this episode, I did want to talk about 13 Reasons Why. I kind of pushed that and made them their own videos because we have some stuff to talk about. As I'm recording this around an hour or two ago, it was announced and it was kind of put out to the public on Twitter, social media. Andrew Lincoln will be leaving The Walking Dead, supposedly, after Season 9. Now, this is bombshell, and I do mean bombshell news, and that's why I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it in this video, and I also want to make it Friday's topic, where I talk about kind of the same thing, but maybe a different aspect of it. So I really want to talk about what him leaving the show means to the show going forward. What it means to us, the fans, going forward. Now, I've made a lot of Walking Dead videos in the past. Over the past several months, I tried to cover Season 8 as much as I could. We did reviews of the mid-season, of the premiere, of the finale. We talked about the future. I talked about really what has happened to The Walking Dead. Does it deserve what's happened to it with the ratings? And I don't really know how it can get much worse. I don't know. And I've always been supportive of the show, even this season. I wanted to be as supportive as possible. I thought they did some things right this season. I think they did a lot of things wrong. I think the ending, the season finale, was pretty good in the grand scheme of things. They just made some weird decisions, especially like with Maggie and Daryl kind of planning like a coup on Rick. I don't really understand that. But there were some choices that they made throughout this whole season, killing Carl, that was a big mistake, I think, overall. And behind the scenes, the show has suffered 1,000 times more than the actual show, itself, like actual Walking Dead. With Lauren Cohan, she's coming back for Season 9 after a very long contract negotiation, but she's not a full-time cast member. She's really only like part-time. So that is pretty disappointing. I really, really like her character, and I think she'll be missed. Now, she's not in it a lot to begin with, but I think if she's in like one out of every 3 episodes, you're going to notice and be like, where's Maggie? And her future, I think, is even less known. Now we have Morgan, who definitely went through some really weird stuff this season, didn't really like almost any of it, but has become a really strong character on Fear. Figures that, right? You leave The Walking Dead, you go to Fear, and you immediately become better because that's what the show is now. Now he's a strong character, and he's not coming back to The Walking Dead, so you lose him. Now we lose the face of The Walking Dead and Andrew Lincoln, which is incredible. I never thought, and incredible for a bad way, I never thought this could happen. I really didn't. Never in my mind did I imagine him leaving the show before the show ended. He is the show. Now, we did a poll. Tyler put a poll up on Podcast Now or Twitter, Podcast Now 15, and he asked, like, do you want Andrew Lincoln, Rick, to leave The Walking Dead? And we've gotten quite a couple votes, and it's overwhelmingly no. Okay, it's like when I checked, it was like 130 votes, and we had 92% say no. I think that's obvious. I think this is a terrible thing. I think what's even worse is just the outrage of fans. I mean, you could see it on social media. Several people I've already seen with thousands and thousands of likes on Twitter saying, he is the show. Like, what are you doing? You can't let this happen. Now, I don't know the reason. It could just be Andy Lincoln saying, hey, I'm in my 40s. I think he's like 43. He's getting older. He could be 44. He's getting older. He's getting, actually old. And maybe it's just, I've done this for 9 years. I've carried this. Really, he's carried the show. People love Rick. I mean, Rick is the best part of The Walking Dead, I think 100%. I think 100%, even at its absolute worst, which was the second half of Season 4, first half of Season 5. I'll always say that, unless Season 9 is worse. Even at its worst, Rick has always been amazing as a character. I've always loved Rick Grimes. Andrew Lincoln has done a phenomenal job. He's a really good actor, and that could also be the reason, too, where he's like, all right, I've been paid lots of money to be this character, but it's on a TV show. I've done it for 9 years. I'm running out of time. Maybe he wants to do movies again. Maybe he wants to try and make it there. Jeffrey Dean Morgan kind of does both. Why not Andrew Lincoln? Maybe that's the reason. Maybe he knows The Walking Dead is going downhill and he doesn't want to stick to the end. Maybe they want to do another, 3 seasons, and he's like, no, I really just want to get out now. We don't know the reason yet. We don't know why. And we also don't know how he'll leave. And that's, I think, one of the most interesting parts of this. And I think what makes it, in a way, it makes it pretty similar to how it would be when the show ends in general. Because I'd imagine that if this didn't happen and the show ended as a series finale, he would end up dying. I think that's always been the goal of Robert Kirkman, is he will die. He said that. He said that Rick will die in the comics too. So I do feel like in the series finale, and I used to think he would die and Carl would take the reign. He'd have the hat, he would have the gun, and he'd just control everything, right? So I imagined Rick to die in the last episode, the series finale, and it would be a gut punch, and it'd be very, very emotional. And in a way, and here's the thing, we would see it coming, because we would know series finale, main character, we know they want to kill him, he's gonna die. In a way, it's the same thing here. Now everybody knows the season finale of season 9 would be Rick dying. So in a way, the surprise never really was going to be there in the first place, but I would have liked it to be at the very end. Now here's the thing, maybe they don't kill him. Maybe he just rides off into the sunset. And we can talk about this in a different topic. I don't really want to go into how I think Rick would go. I think that actually makes a really good other topic. But why? The question of this topic is, why is this happening, and how does AMC envision this going over? Because it's very clear it's gone over pretty terribly so far. The show has just been downhill for a little while now, really since the second episode of season 7. Now, I saw a stupid tweet that again had thousands and thousands of likes that like joked and said Andrew Lincoln is leaving the show at season 9, 4 seasons after the majority of the fans left. I don't know if that guy is just uneducated or an idiot, probably an idiot. That had the highest viewership for the season premiere of season 7, which is only 2 seasons ago, if you don't, if right now. So I don't really know where that tweet comes from. I don't think that the peak was in season 5, and the peak definitely kept rising. So I don't know where that came from. I think that guy just wanted to just run his mouth, which a lot of people want to do. But here's the thing, this cannot go over well. Okay, the rating of this show are going to tumble. And if they want to make more, which seems to be the way they want to do it, I don't know how. Season 10 is going to be so different. You have to imagine season 10 is going to happen. It's pretty much confirmed season 10 will end up happening. I don't know how much longer they can go. I don't see a show that kills its main character lasting much more than a season after it kills its main character. I don't know many shows that can get away with that and still live on. And it's just at the worst timing. It's not like they're at a peak of their lives and they're ready to kill off a character and be like, well, we can handle it. The show can take it. The show can't take it. The show has lost millions, almost 10 million viewers. What, it was hovering around 8, 9 million the whole season, maybe even less, 7, 8, 9 million we'll say for season 8, whereas the peak was like 17 million for the season premiere of season 7. It lost almost 10 million people. So you kill your main character, the person that everybody literally adores, and no, not everybody adores Daryl, okay? Having Daryl be the main character of season 10 is about the stupidest thing one could hope for and the stupidest thing that one can do. Okay, he's great, sure, Norman Reedus is really cool, Daryl's cool, he sounds like he's always angry and he talks, he has a really weird voice, but that doesn't mean he's a great character, because honestly, is he really a good character? He kind of is, but he can't carry the show. I'd never have thought that he could carry a show, let alone maybe even an episode. He can maybe carry an episode, but Andrew Lincoln as Rick, he can carry seasons, which he has done. I mean, that's what made the Alexandria part of season 5, the second half, and all of season 6, how confident he was, how in charge he was. That's what made it good, is him. Andrew Lincoln is incredible, and losing him for the future of The Walking Dead is going to absolutely suck. I do not see how it will last longer than season 10, maybe 11. It's actually incredible what's happened. Actually incredible. The Walking Dead was like the show. Like when you talked about the biggest shows on television, The Walking Dead was the first one. Not Game of Thrones, not Westworld, which are HBO shows, and they've definitely gotten up there. It was The Walking Dead. And then all of a sudden season 7 happened, and I don't know what happened. And we've talked about this in other videos. You can watch the other videos as to why I think this has happened, and why, again, I don't actually think it's fair, a lot of the things that have happened to the show, from an outside perspective, from the network, from fans, and from the downward ratings. I really don't think a lot of it is fair. Yes, they've made bad choices, but I do not think this is the worst the show has ever been, and it survived before. In fact, it did really, really good before, so I don't really see why now is any different. But this is not the time to do this. You can't lose Lauren Cohan. You can't lose Andrew Lincoln. You can't keep losing these people. This is very, very bad for the future of The Walking Dead. I don't think it's going to last somehow Fear of the Walking Dead has become the show for me. I absolutely love Fear of the Walking Dead. The last 2 seasons of Fear are some of the best seasons of any Walking Dead season ever. Ever. They rival the best seasons of The Walking Dead. I cannot even believe that because I hated Fear Season 1 and 2. So it's just incredible what a twist has happened. I loved The Walking Dead, and I still do. Okay, I still love The Walking Dead. But it's just incredible how much I loved it and how many mistakes and what's happened to this king. I guess every king gets dethroned because it was the king and it's been pulled down and beaten. And all of a sudden all these other shows have risen up. And so it's really, really incredible. But Andrew Lincoln leaving, you can't lose your main character. You can't lose the star of the show. You can't lose The Walking Dead. That's like a band losing its main... That's like the band losing its songwriter and singer. You can't really live on without it. Bands can try. They can fill it. They can still write and still have albums, but it'll never reach the peak of when the band had, you know, like the person, right? That's how I look at it. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. And I think they know that. I do not think this is AMC's fault. I don't think AMC fired him. I think this is Andrew Lincoln saying, I'm done. We know he had like a new contract, and I guess his contract was 1 year, 1 more season. So it's just incredible. Really, really shocking. And I do not see how this is going to go over well. Fans have already said no. Like, this is bad. You know, you kill Daryl, we riot. You literally move the show along without Rick Grimes. It's the same thing. It's more than rioting. It's even worse. So that's what I think. I think this is really, really bad. I think this has no way it could possibly... There's really no looking at the positives here. There are no positives. It's just how much longer can this dead horse continue to, like, walk? Not long. Maybe a season. So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think of this? What is Andrew Lincoln's departure going to do for the show? I kind of want to talk about another aspect of it. Maybe talk about how they could get rid of him on Friday's topic, but we'll definitely do that soon. On Friday's topic, we'll talk about this in some other aspect. So if you're into Walking Dead, make sure you check us out Friday morning at 5 a.m. Thank you guys for watching this topic of Podcast Now Live. We will see you on the next one.